Alright, not everybody has their full motivation because I didn't bother taking the time to explore because I was like, yeah, whatever, essentially. So I'll just level up those that I have. I know Linhardt got half of his motivation for the seminar, but like, where did he get the other half? Was it just from I don't even know. I don't even know, quite frankly. Yeah, I guess a whole bunch of brawling stuff is what we'll do here. Okay, no more perfects though. Oh, well, right as I say that. Okay, what do you want, Bernie? I don't know, screw it. Oh yeah, maybe I should look at changing my goals around. That's maybe what I should do. Some dudos, mayhap. I don't know. Let's just say, do this, how about? Sure. And then Petra, more bows. More bow kind of stuff. Oh yeah, you're at 3 there. Okay. And then, yeah. Yeah, okay. In which case, I don't know, this. That's what we can do for now. Great! And then, here, I guess. Oh.
I didn't study hard enough, clearly.
I didn't know that you could even get bads at all when you're good at a certain subject. Maybe it's just because our motivation wasn't all the way up. Critique? Okay, well.
I'll certainly do better.
Okay. Maybe that's all it was. Or something. Yeah. Well, hello, Kuzma. How are you doing today? Whoa. Whoa, way past cool. Alright, let's see here. Goals. Missed the Mario stream? We didn't do a Mario stream. How, what? Question marks? Oh, maybe I should, like, raise authority here or something. I don't know. Maybe I should do, like, some better battalions and stuff. I guess I should probably do, like, this now that I think about it. So I'm now realizing. A little bit late. Like, whoa. Yeah, so heavy armor and riding. Do you mean like the whole Mario Sports thing, Bob? Not Mario Sports, Nintendo Switch Sports. I imagine in that case, because we didn't even get to do it. Was the thing. Turns out we couldn't even do it. Yeah, so you're already focused on riding there. Yeah, Nintendo Switch Sports is what it's called. Yeah, we didn't even get to do it. Was the thing. We wanted to. Tried. But we didn't. We didn't get to do it. Sadly. Yeah, I guess I'll just do that. I was thinking Mario because he's the mascot of Nintendo. Yeah. There is that. But yeah, we couldn't do it though. Was the thing. We were trying and the servers kept on not working, and then it was brought to my attention that apparently Nintendo has requested that no footage be released of their like test demo thingamabob at all. Is the thing. So the Nintendo ninjas would have come after me if I had like properly showcased things, or at least put it on like my YouTube after the fact. So we kind of didn't do that. Oh, maybe I should use the New Game Plus thingamabob to unlock Dark Flyer with Lysithea. It's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do it for funsies. I don't really want to put you in Gremory or anything like that. Yeah, so... about this for now. About that for now, sure. Let's begin our training. So yeah, I tried, and even if I wanted to, it turns out that I shouldn't. But yeah. Yeah, they didn't mention it in the trailer, but apparently it's a statement that Nintendo's made. From what I hear, so like, good old Nintendo, huh? Good old Nintendo in a nutshell. Like, don't release footage of our test demo thingamabob. It's so dumb. Wouldn't call it false advertising, quite frankly, but oh yeah, I think about emotes. I still need to look into the whole emote situation. I'm busy with a whole bunch of projects, but I will look into the whole emote situation here at some point. Wow, cool. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and do another exploration is what we shall do. I mean, hold on. Hold on a hot second here. If I just save real quick, and then I check the certifications here for... yeah, Hubert's gonna need a whole lot of stuff there if he wants to go into like Dark Knight or something. 51%? I am the 51%! So now I can give Hubert the riding group task thingamabob. And Ferdinand doesn't have to anymore.
My future is bright.
Cool. Too busy yourself as is? Yeah, one of those kinds of times. Alright, so now I'll save again. And then, let's see here. So, Linhart. 50%, 50%. 50-50? Yes, we got the 50-50! Oh!
I passed? Well done, me.
Yeah, change on into that. About to pass out soon a bit. Just want to stop for a bit to say hi. Gotcha, gotcha. One of those kinds of bits then. Yeah, I don't care too much. Too much here, I guess. Yeah, so let's go ahead and explore. This is what we do. Yeah, I'll check this real quick. I thought there was an unlock class thing. There's class abilities, there's crest items, support levels, skill levels. So there's class abilities, but you can't unlock actual classes. So Lysithea is not going into a Dark Flyer. Unless I, like, brought up the abilities for that, which I'll avoid doing. Extremely long day, but overall it was a very good, productive day. That's good to hear. My day was pretty alrighty. It's crazy to think that, you know, it's still technically the Friday. I have early morning classes on Fridays, and it's crazy to think that I had a lecture this morning, because it feels like it happened, like, yesterday or something like that at this point. I was busy with a bunch of stuff there. I've been working on a decent bit of video editing over the past couple days for a short form kind of video essay that I'm doing alongside my Legends Arceus essay and such. Yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and bring up the motivation. Is what I shall do. Was this a thing? It is a thing. It is a thing indeed. I need to make my students all motivated and stuff. Is what I gotta do so I can teach them things and they can absorb the knowledge. Well, and then let's see here. Knowledge. They need the knowledge. Hey?
This is my favorite.
Hey, silly doggy.
This is my
Absolute favorite. Wow. Okay, let's see here. So then. Yeah, I'm working on a Legends Arceus essay. Like, after the state of the BDSP essay, it seems like it's gonna be basically expected at this point. Like, it would be wrong of me not to at this point, you know? Hey, Jesse. Hey? You wanna come back over here? In the doggy cam range? Hey, come over here, Jesse. Good girl. Good doggy. Yeah. Hey. Hi. Okay. Well, boop. Whoa. Yep. I'll go ahead and do that for a whole bunch of motivation and stuff. Ah. Hi. Hi. Okay, let's see here. So, Lysithea and... Oh, Hubert Yuritsa, I guess? So, like... I can do this for now, I suppose? Oh, I should probably get Hubert's motivation up as well. And I guess I'm not going to use, like, all the skill points on training anyway, so I may as well just, gonna be a very critical essay review. There'll be some good points in it, too. I think do I have it open on this tab right here? At the very end, I'm handling it like my Pokemon BDSP essay. I gotta look around my monitor to actually click on the scroll thing for me to drag down, because my one monitor goes over the other monitor. I'm doing the ending kind of similar to my BDSP essay, where I list all my pros and all my cons. In terms of Pokemon Legends Arceus, as it currently stands, unless I come up with like other stuff along the lines, the script is mostly done, and I currently have 40 pros, and I have, let's see here, 77 cons. So, 40 pros, 77 cons is what it was currently at. So a thing for Hubert, huh? Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of food. What, silly doggy? The rest of the family is gone for the weekend, so, you know, it's funny, my doggy usually doesn't like physical affection all that much, but she does very much rely on her family and whatnot for emotional support and such, so she gets, like, especially clingy when we're the only ones around like this, since we are currently the only ones in the household here. Whoops. Is the thing. So she gets especially clingy. Whoops. Is the thing. Because she's all lonely and stuff. So that's what happens. That's what happens there.
This is my most favorite dish of all. I love it almost as much as Crestology itself.
While I have little interest in food, I will admit to a weakness for this one dish.
Oh, I don't know if you can hear her on the microphone or not. Wow. Hit the B button with my pinky here. Yeah, I'll yoink the things, I guess. That's what I'll do. Zanado, the power of the Zanado. Oh, there's another item there that I missed out. Well. Yeah, she's all lonely and stuff. I heard one reviewer complain a lot of things about the game, but they didn't have a bad experience with it. Still a really good time with it. One of their strongest points was like how Game Freak was finally making something new and getting into a different direction. Sure, it's a rough start, but they've been so used to doing the same thing for 20 years but it's definitely something different and refreshing. Yeah, but it needed so much longer in the oven. Like, I literally feel like I'm playing an alpha version of a game that would have released in the early 2010s when it comes to Legends Arceus. So it's like, it's fun, but like, the quality standard is just setting the bars so low at the same time when it comes to like the state that they shipped it out in. So while the general premise is fun and on like the right track, it's just like such a weird version of what it could be there. It literally is like playing an alpha version of it is what it literally feels like. Is the thing. It doesn't feel like a finished shipped game from the highest grossing media IP in the world. Like, and I'm surprised that more people aren't bringing that up. Let's see here. So I'll do some faculty training is what I'll do. Yeah, that's the way that I feel about a decent bit of the Pokemon as well. Well, sort of, in some ways. Like, the way the Pokemon emote, for example, their animations and how they emote, that is really good, for example. I really love how expressive they are, especially, like, your own Pokemon that you send out. That is really good. When I think of, like, Dead and Lifeless, I think of, like, the Pokemon in the environments more so. Because, like, one of the big appealing ideas behind Pokemon Legends Arceus is it will be like the first time that we get to see Pokemon actually naturally existing in their environments. We don't really see them naturally existing in their environments. We see them like very clearly put down in specific places directly for the player. Like, it doesn't feel like you're experiencing the Pokemon world in a natural environment and see how these Pokemon would act in their natural habitats. It just feels like here's an environment and like the clearly specifically placed down spots that like developers put Pokemon specifically for the player. Like, it feels, the world doesn't feel natural. It feels like it was like made by the hands of a designer making it for you, essentially, you know. So I wouldn't say like the Pokemon themselves feel dead and lifeless. Like, I misspoke when I said like, yeah, I get that from that perspective. I would just rephrase and say like, they really don't feel like they're naturally existing in their world. Your Pokemon themselves, especially when you send them out and such, the way that they emote and the new animations behind them are really good and really charming, and I really like the personality behind them. But the environments themselves and the Pokemon that exist within them don't feel natural. They feel designed, essentially, is the way I feel on that front. It's not like a real living, breathing world. It's just an environment that strategically had Pokemon placed around. Oh yeah, I've actually seen that one before, if that's what it is. I have actually seen that review then, in that case. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a fun game, but it's just unfinished, is the thing. It's just an unfinished experience. Well, let's go ahead and change the goals around, how about? Make sure not to accidentally click begin training. And then, oh, not goals then, group tasks. Yeah, let's see here. So Hubert, who sucks at it, can go with, I don't know. Nobody else really needs it, per se. Go with the Death Knight just to see what's said, I guess. Is what we can do. But yeah, it is like a step in the right direction, but it's not, you know. One of the questions that I do hope to answer with the video essay at the end is, can Legends Arceus save the Pokemon franchise? And what I mean by that is, like, Pokemon clearly does not need saving. It's more popular than it's ever been. There's more people playing video games than there's ever been, and it's selling better than, like, you know, anything before. Hi, silly doggy. So it doesn't need saving, per se. When I say saving, I mean from, like, the perspective of longtime fans who are put off by recent games. All the longtime fans who are put off by games like Sword and Shield, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and have decided that Pokemon isn't for them anymore, and they'd rather go play, like, other games instead. Is Legends Arceus the game that can salvage the series in their hearts? And I think it had the potential to, but I don't think that it would, just because, like, while they are doing something very new there, they really didn't give it long enough in the oven to, like, truly flush it out and make it, like, the definitive new experience, instead just having, like, a weird, wonky alpha version feeling kind of thing. Hi! She gets so clingy when the rest of the family isn't around. She gets so depressed and sad being alone. And gets super duper clingy. I remember when I was over in Germany for a little bit over a month. She wouldn't leave my side for like a week after that. after I was gone for that span. Alright, let's see here. Wow, perfect. Wow. Good. But yeah, I think Sword and Shield were awful games mostly because of its graphics and world environment, but had really memorable characters. I really like the characters in Sword and Shield. The characters in Sword and Shield were really nice. Like, I understand the complaints that people had with Hop not really being like a rival that you're trying to do better than, but I don't know. I don't really feel like every single game necessarily needs like a rival that you need to compete against per se. Like, you know, isn't one of the chief complaints about Pokemon it being like too much of the same thing each time? Isn't it better to be like something different? Though I guess if you're comparing it to Hop of like trying something or trying with How, I guess trying something new with How with that new style and then doing the exact same thing again with Hop, then I guess I can kind of see that perspective. But for the most part, I really like the characters of Sword and Shield. The story had potential to be good, but because it wasn't explained and flushed out, it wasn't. Was the thing. Wait, was the main theme for Sword and Shield to pass the torch? Was it? In a way? Let's see here. Sure, I'll get this up, I guess. Is what I shall do. But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like Sword and Shield had its fair share of issues, but were fun games. But they had, like, it was kind of like the big onset of, like, a lot of bigger scale issues, like the Dex situation in Pokemon Home that would continue to haunt Pokemon for, like, the next several years to come, you know? Is what I feel like on that front. I feel like Let's Go was fun but weird. Sword and Shield was fun, but it felt kind of crummy with like some of the corners cut, like post game and such, and the whole home situation. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl was no fun at all. That game was freaking miserable and awful. And Legends Arceus was probably the most fun out of those 4 games. And is a good, enjoyable time, and it is nice to be playing something new, but it's just like, it's so unfinished, and it feels like playing an alpha version. Like, it really, looking at that game, it's like, oh, okay, you're on the right track to something here. So this is gonna ship like a year or 2 down the line. No, we're shipping it tomorrow, is what it feels like looking at footage of that game, you know? Like, I feel like if it had like a year or 2 more in the oven to like really be flushed out and like come out as like the definitive kind of thing, then it would have been able to save the Pokemon franchise in the hearts of those who felt betrayed by like the recent games. It would be able to save the franchise in the hearts of those who didn't like the course of modern games and have started like abandoning Pokemon, you know? But because it wasn't flushed out, I don't feel like it'll be able to achieve that, you know? Is the case. That's how I feel on that front. Hop becomes a professor assistant, Marnie becomes a gym leader, Bede becomes a gym leader, Sonya becomes the next professor, and you become the next champion. Yeah, all kinds of different paths there. Let's keep on teaching Yuritsa and some things. I'll give him like some new spells to fling around and stuff. Is what I'll do. Oh my goodness, perfects.
I must continue to develop.
But yeah, one of Sword and Shield's biggest flaws is also a strength. The incredibly easy leveling makes the campaign too free of challenge, but also makes preparing competitive VGC teams so smooth and grind free. Wait, are you saying that like it's a con, making the making competitive teams grind free as if it should have more of a grind, because one of my favorite changes to like Legends Arceus was things like removing IVs and EVs, instead just being like, oh, here's effort levels and all of them can be boosted all the way up to level 10 to make the bar for entry into competitive lower than it's ever been. Of course, that doesn't matter because you can't do battling against other players in Legends Arceus, which is like one of the biggest flaws behind it, in my opinion. Like, Pokemon is a series that prided itself on the interactability with like other people. That's one of the main reasons why it became the world's largest grossing media IP, was like no other RPG of the time was something that you could, you know, battle and trade with others. So by removing that in the latest installment, it's just so unprofessional and just really shows a lack of care. Like, it seems like they're always testing the waters for like what corners can we cut and still sell well, and cutting being able to battle with other players in a game with like a really cool new battle system. It's just disgraceful is what it is. So while I like some of the things that Legends Arceus has done, I just can't really fully get behind it, especially in like aspects like that. Saying that the fast leveling is a pro for VGC, even if it makes the main campaign unusually easy by Serious Net. Oh, so you're saying that that was the unusually easy for the main story was the con there. Gotcha. I thought you were saying that as like the pro at first, is what I first interpreted as. Yeah, I think, I do think that having games have the option to be like super easy and entry level is a good thing to do, especially as, you know, the line continues to get more and more blurred for what the definition of a gamer is and more people get into it. But it shouldn't naturally also block out those that are more experienced gamers that do want, you know, a more challenging time that they might be more used to in other games. There should be options for both of these groups. Like, I do like the idea of being able to make it more friendly to like new groups to get into it, especially as more and more, you know, broad categories of people, like broader age ranges, I should say, are getting into gaming. It's nice to be able to make it available to them, but by doing so, you shouldn't alienate your current players in the process, and this is why difficulty modes are important. But yeah, sorry to come out all of a sudden, but I gotta head off before you pass out. Take care and have a good night. Thanks for the talk, by the way. It's interesting while it lasts, and hope we can continue again sometime. Don't forget to hit you up on the meme part of your essay video. Yeah, so I reached out to Guzma semi-recently asking if he wanted to make a shit post with me on my Legends Arceus video essay, namely in regards to the Pokedex requiring you to get Azelf to self-destruct 40 times. I thought that was kind of funny, and I so I reached out to Guzma being like, hey, well, I'll make a shit post about this because it's kind of funny. But yeah, someone said, I can't wait to transfer my Pokemon from Arceus into Gen 9. Kind of just shook my head because I doubt Game Freak is going to go back to compatibility if we take the pessimistic, realistic view. Yeah. Like, Pokemon's in such a weird place nowadays. Like, at least Legends Arceus wasn't a bad game. Like I mentioned earlier, once I do make my video essay, it will probably be titled A Good Game Made Bad, because I do feel like it is a good game. It's just not fleshed out, is all it is. So at least Legends Arceus wasn't like nothing but bad, like I felt like BDSP basically was, in my opinion there. At least there was like good to be had. Like I was mentioning it before, of me having, I believe it was 40 pros and 77 cons for Legends Arceus on my script here, so like, you know, they're coming closer to even, but it's still a ways to go. I feel like, for sure. Won't get as much playtime for Legends Arceus despite the better campaign due to the lack of VGC. On a plus side, at least Game Freak is still supporting competitive Sword and Shield VGC after Pokemon Legends Arceus' release. Yeah, I feel like on the Switch as a whole, even if you could do battling on Legends Arceus, that like Sword and Shield would still be like the standard competitive game for the Switch era of Pokemon. But Legends Arceus has such a cool new battle system with like the whole agile style, strong style, being able to take like multiple turns at once if you get enough like speed behind it and stuff. The changes that they made to status conditions that make it a lot simpler and, you know, change things in a pretty nice direction in some ways. The removal of EVs and IVs and replacing it with effort levels that are so much better in my opinion. Stuff like that made it, you know, a very fascinating battle experience. So while its dex and competitive, you know, viability would be a lot more limited compared to something like Sword and Shield, it's still a very fun and very different experience. Like, And there's this annual event that goes on every August that's called Fragapalooza, where I went there for the first year back in 2019. And now for the past 2 years, I've been hosting their Smash tournaments online, and it seems like it is going to be an online event again this coming year. What with COVID stuff still being weird, it would be nice to get back in person one of these years again. But I kind of host their Smash tournaments now, and I can potentially host like some other tournaments on the side if I like propose it to them. I would have loved to host like a mini Legends Arceus tournament as part of like Fragapalooza for this 4-day LAN gaming event. That would have been awesome. Like, I would love to have like my main tournament that I'm hosting be Smash, and have like a side event that I'm also hosting of like Legends Arceus that go on different days. That would have been a blast, but that's just not possible, unfortunately. So that won't happen unless they add it in like a future update, maybe before. I assume that next year's Frag would probably be in person. We shall see. Maybe if there's an update by then, maybe I'd be able to host one then. But speaking of, with the online event, it's free for anybody to enter. So if anybody's interested in entering a big Smash tournament that I'll be hosting, keep an eye out during August, I guess. Let's see here. While you make this scene capsule, dude, I thought you first meant they were going to do half and half the shitpost. I just wanted to like talk things out, be like, hey, we'll all work together on making a shitpost. I didn't have like any specific idea on how it was going to be done. I just thought it was funny, and I was like, oh, maybe I should reach out to Guzma because he probably get a kick out of this. Is all I figured there. But yeah, main point is that Pokemon Legends Arceus is actually fun. Didn't have fun with BGSP. Yeah, I can agree there. I had fun with Legends Arceus. Excited for the direction Legends Arceus could take the series. Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Like, I do hope that it does take the series to like new greater heights, and hopefully that does mean that there's like some excitement to be had and stuff to look forward to and whatnot. But yeah, at least Legends Arceus is a fun game for sure. It's a little bit frustrating at times, but is a fun game at least. I can say that. Battle system for Pokemon Legends Arceus seems more realistic according to varying Pokemon speeds in a way that the standard one turn back and forth of the traditional RPGs. Yeah, I really like the battle system of Legends Arceus, quite frankly. It was really spicy. I quite liked it. Hold on, let's see the support conversation real quick.
How are you doing, Professor? Would you care to join me for a cup of tea?
Vote now on your phones.
It occurs to me that whenever we chat, I have a tendency to pester you with my questions and theories about your history. It seems only fair to speak on the topic of myself for once. And perhaps you might feel more positively inclined toward my research if I shared my own story.
You have my attention. We kind of heard your story with Edelgard, but...
quite pleased to hear you're interested. Yes, quite pleased. Well, I suppose I should begin at the beginning, eh? I was born into a noble house of the Empire. Not a large house, mind you, but noble all the same. Our land holdings were small, but our bloodline was quite strong. So, as you can imagine, there were many of us in the family who carried the power of crests. I myself bear a minor crest. Our family's abundance of crests may be part of the reason I've been interested in the topic since I was just a boy. I dedicated myself to my studies, and after years of effort, I became lead crest scholar at the Empire's largest research institution.
Why come to Garrick Mach?
I had only Imperial blood, and thus Imperial crests, at my disposal in the Empire. So I came to Garrick Mach and devoted myself to my research during my time as a professor. My progress is slow, but with each revelation, I move ever closer to the answers I have sought for decades. Your cooperation as the bearer of the Crest of Flames ensures my research will continue to advance. In fact, it may bring me ever closer to the goal of uncovering everything there is to know about crests. I do hope you shall continue helping me advance in this field of study.
Okay.
Together, we will solve the mystery of your Crest of Flames, and our world will be the better for it.
I wonder how crests are gonna work in Three Hopes.
My lab instruments are fully prepared. I have a great number of tests I'm excited to carry out. No, don't worry. They won't hurt one bit.
Well, Cool. Wow, his motivation's super up, huh? I'm probably just gonna do like a seminar over here again. What's this? Ferdinand wants to talk to me.
What an interesting way of looking at life. Ah, it is you. Just at the right time.
What were you reading? War and Peace?
There is something I wanted to discuss. Something about you. I am starting to believe that you are a true hero. You hold the lost crest, you wield the sword of the creator.
No, I don't. It's in the convoy.
Battle against great enemies. Not only that, but you are a strategist. You stand alongside rulers, supporting them, advising them. You do not seem particularly ambitious, and yet you accomplish so much.
Yeah, I'm totally not. Yep.
I am amazed that you can say so. I have been reading about the history of Fargus, you know. The kingdom's founder, Lug, the king of lions, had 2 advisors. One of them was Pan, the undesiring strategist. According to historical records, Pan wanted nothing for himself. He devoted himself entirely to Lug. He had tremendous power, but he never seemed concerned about his legacy. So in the old chronicles, there is hardly any mention of Pan's deeds. All that we know is that he helped Lug, his friend and leader.
To think someone could be so virtuous.
It is not surprising that you have never heard of him. I did not even know his name until
What?
recently.
I didn't say that.
When
I didn't
watch
hear
how
of
you
it.
conduct yourself, I feel that I am seeing the unknown deeds of Pan. It is only a thought, of course, but it makes me feel rather happy. Even if it is not in the pages of a history book, a life can be full of achievement. I know that I will never be greater than Edelgard. She will always surpass me. I am what I am. Like you and this undesiring strategist, I will do what I am called to do, even if no mark of me remains in the history books.
Thanks, Ferdinand. Look at all that motivation. He's hyped now. Whose birthday is it now? Shamir, wait. Here's some flowers for you. Group task?
Let's just get it done.
Let's get this over with.
I put the 2 edgelords together.
The final report.
Good. Well, because that's what happens when you put the 2 edgelords together. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna seminar this. I think I might just seminar this one. That's what I might just do, because screw it. Where's that bow one again? I took like Hanneman's before, right? Yeah, look at this. We can go ahead and go do that. Sure. Sure, let's get a seminar from Hanneman here is what we shall do. Teach us all about like bows and magic and stuff. You better write that down, Yaritza. You best write it down. It'll be on the test later.
There must be more to this.
One step before the next step.
It is part of me.
Oh, I got a new spell. Cool. Neat. I feel like it should max out the motivation of attendees, but that's just my opinion.